CoinDesk reporter, and I'm here today with Fold CEO Will Reeves. Thanks for joining us today.
Of course, Leigh. Glad to be here.
So I hear that you guys have just gotten an app out on the App Store just in time for Black Friday. Can you tell me more about the Fold app?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been a work in progress. So generally, Fold allows you to earn Bitcoin for shopping at retailers, whether you're using your credit card or a Lightning wallet. And so we've been having that in beta over the last month and a half, 2 months or so, kind of perfecting it, getting kind of an early group in there, using it, getting all the bugs out so that we can actually be ready for what is, for us, going to be the biggest day of the year.
How many people have signed up on a mailing list or are downloading the app so far?
So, Fold's been around for a while, so we have existing user base who's been using the web app. But when we launched our beta app, we did it from limited access. We wanted to make sure that we were able to battle test it and make sure it was ready for production. And so we went through a wait list, and that wait list now has over 11,000 people on it, so people are super excited about getting access. Awesome. But we've only let in a fraction of that right now, and so it's really going to be a big reveal for both people who are on the beta list, but also who get to access it generally in the app stores.
Cool. So from those early users that you guys have, what did you notice in terms of user habits, Bitcoin versus Lightning payments versus traditional credit card? I can use my credit card on this, right?
Yes, so that's one of the big new things about Fold is that you can sync your debit card, your credit card, and spend through Fold like you do and earn Bitcoin as cash back. Historically, we've been doing Lightning and Bitcoin payments, so it's been interesting to see the breakdown of credit card payments, Lightning, and on-chain to kind of see the user behaviors. And right now we're seeing about 60% of people come in and are spending via credit cards, and that's 60% of our volume there. 30% is on Lightning, and then 10% is on-chain on our web app. So our app currently only supports credit cards and Lightning.
Wow. So can you show me a little bit? So if I have, I want to pay with Lightning, does it integrate with my Lightning wallet? Do I need to put money directly in the app? What does that look like on your end?
Yeah, so with Fold, we are able to work across every single Lightning wallet, so whichever one you use. So the idea is that when you have an invoice to pay on Fold, we have a deep link that pulls up your Lightning wallet of choice. So if you're a hardcore Breeze or Casa or Lightning or Zap, whatever it is, we work with that. And so we have a really seamless transition. So when you need to pay, it's a one tap, brings up your Lightning invoice, you pay, and then you're on your way.
So I go to the app, I have my credit card, and I've hooked it up to my Breeze wallet or whatever other Lightning wallet I choose. And I want to go shopping at Macy's or at Amazon. I click on that brand's name, and then what do I do from there?
So you're going to click on the brand's name, and from there you're given a couple choices. Right now we have set denominations, so 25, 50, 100. Soon that will be custom, so you can have whatever you want. But then your next choice is to how you want to pay. So you have the option of credit card or Lightning. And so with Macy's specifically, you're going to get 5% back if you want to pay with credit card. You're going to get 8% back if you want to pay with Lightning.
Oh, so more rewards back in Bitcoin.
Yeah, and so the reason is we're not just trying to incentivize randomly and giving you more cash back. It's because we're actually saving money when you're paying with Lightning. We don't have any processing fees from Visa or MasterCard, and the merchant itself is not subject to any chargeback. So that allows us more savings to give back to you.
Gotcha. And so there are some merchants, right, that if I do it, like I click on Amazon, I would go to their website, right? Yeah. The button takes me straight there.
So what happens is we, across all of our brands, we utilize their existing POS systems. So if it's an online brand only, it's going to be a deep link directly into their website or their app, which loads credit or pays directly. If it's an in-store or both, you're given QR codes or barcodes just to scan right at the register.
Gotcha.
The benefit of that for a merchant is when you work with us, you don't need new hardware, you don't need new software, you don't need to train your employees. It feels just like a normal transaction.
So it's almost like a gift card in that I can use it online, I can use it through the app, or I could use it in a physical store.
Yeah, so gift cards are exactly the rails that we're using. It's also store credit, prepaid, it's all the same stuff. It's essentially the internal credit system of these merchants. And so what we do is we take your credit card payment and we'll pull down that exact amount in store credit for that retailer. And that's what allows us to onboard as many merchants as we can without any friction for them. And so it's a really great way to have merchants gain exposure to Bitcoin and Lightning without actually having to do anything.
Gotcha. So in addition to shopping as one way to get rewards, are there other ways for me to get rewards, like referrals?
Yes, so you'll be able to share the app with your friends. For Black Friday, we have a special. So when you share Fold with your friends, you're going to get your friend is immediately going to get 25,000 Sats dropped in their account,
nice.
Which then they can immediately use to purchase directly on the app. They could do that, or they could save it for later and then keep it in their account. And then you will get 25,000 Sats when they make their first purchase. And so the idea really is, once we get people into the Fold app, they tend to love it. They tend to shift all of their spending to the brands that we have.
Yeah.
And so the idea is that they get to share that with their friends, their family, and is an easy way for them to start stacking Sats on their own.
And so when I get those rewards back and I'm going to check out the next time I'm shopping, there's like just something for me to click right to put that in automatically?
Yes, so you'll just have a button there called Apply Kickbacks, which we call our rewards.
Perfect.
Now, there has been some user feedback that we make it far too easy to spend your kickbacks since you accidentally are stacking Sats and you're like, oh no, I just spent a little bit and then I meant to save it. And,
yeah.
Fold is interesting in that way that it allows for the idea of Bitcoin as a savings technology and a spending technology, and in real time we get to see how people are interacting with that. Right now we have 50% of people saving it, otherwise known as hodling, and then the others will spend it. And so it's really an interesting thing to see how behavior shifts.
So usually we do hodling with either hardware wallets or other kinds of private wallets. When will it be that I can take my kickbacks and cash them out of the app?
That is one of the most popular feature requests. We are currently working on that. That will land in December.
Perfect.
And the way that we're going to do it is we're going to be, because we're going to first start out with on-chain withdrawals, so it's going to go withdraw directly to your Bitcoin wallet. We're going to batch all these transactions together so that no one loses any money on fees or time. And so the idea is that all the kickbacks you earn, you get to save and as your withdrawal.
Awesome. And I know you guys work with Airbnb, Amazon, Starbucks, some of the really, really big brands that we all use generally during the holidays. Is there anything else coming up in 2020, early 2020, that you think is important for us to know about Fold?
Yeah, absolutely. So we currently, so the way Fold works is we make relationships with issuers for these prepaid programs, and then we go to the retailers themselves and negotiate what kind of discount we can get for our users.
Yeah.
And so we already have contracts for 250 merchants that we'll be releasing.
Nice.
And the idea is we're going to do a weekly release of 1 to 2 merchants to give them the kind of time in the sun on Fold and pay attention to them, how you use it. And we'll be starting that as of Black Friday. We'll be releasing, I think, 3 new merchants at that point. And then after that, it's pretty much a thing that we'll be releasing 1 to 2 every week.
Amazing. So just to wrap us off then, do you have any thoughts in general about what you expect from the Lightning community, the ecosystem, in 2020?
So we expect it, again, to continue the pace that has really already been growing at. We know that there are more and more companies like ourselves that are providing real-world utility to Lightning right now. So not a thing that is some theoretical idea of how to scale Bitcoin, but right now is getting people to change their relationship to Bitcoin by spending it, by using it to stack Sats, to send Sats. And we know that we are one of many different companies right now that are demonstrating that value proposition, and we think that that is only going to become more and more clear throughout 2020. But something that I'm particularly excited about is how we're going to be onboarding everyday people onto Lightning, which is not an easy task as the way it stands. Getting a Lightning wallet set up, what type of Lightning wallet, what is an invoice, how do you use it? Fold is going to solve all of those problems for you and even allow people who just want to spend their USD, but essentially is being converted on the underside to a Lightning transaction for these merchants themselves. And the benefit that the merchants are getting there is that not only do they get to skip processing fees and credit card fees, they get to skip chargebacks as well, which is a huge problem for them. And so Fold is all about demonstrating that value to the users by giving more cash back in Bitcoin when you use Lightning, but also doing that for merchants as well, trying to balance those incentives.
That's really exciting, especially for someone like me who loves shopping. Thanks so much for coming and joining us today.
Thank you, Leigh.